welcome back to Drawing for Kids. To start off, let's go over what material you'll need. You need some Crayola markers, which you can use any color markers that you like. Next, you also need some paper. In addition to that, you'll need some black markers, such as Sharpies. Okay, so as I'm going along, I'll go step by step on how to draw this character, but I really like to invite you to add your own little twist to it to make it your own. There's no pressure to necessarily draw exactly what I have, but let's use that as a guidance to see what we can come up with. As always, remember to add in a little bit of your imagination to make it your own. You can do this drawing with your family and friends, and at the end of it, maybe check out how everybody's drawing turned out at the very end. Are you ready? So we're gonna get started. Today's drawing is of a Pokemon, and this is a fire type Pokemon. Can you guess which Pokemon this is? Well, let me tell you, it is from the first generation. That's right, it is Charmander. So let's get started. I'm gonna start off by drawing the head for Charmander. So it's like a round head, and then of course I need to make sure to draw his cheeks that stick out a little bit. It's going to round lines so you can see the head for Charmander right there. Next, I'll go draw the Charmander's eyes. Since he's like oval, it's more flat on the bottom as well. So that's one eye, and then I'm going to draw the other eye as well. So now that I've drawn the other eye, of course, I'm going to add a little bit of like eyebrows to show the expression for Charmander, and a smaller oval on the inside of the eye to show how the light's glistening off the eye and it makes the character more alive. Here we're going to color in the pupil with different colors afterwards, so it's not just like a dark pupil. And then of course I have to do the mouth for Charmander. So here's the mouth. It's actually two separate lines, one line here and another one, because like the front or the middle section of the mouth is actually more pointed, and here's the bottom part of the mouth, just like a semicircle. And then for the nostril, two dots for Charmander's nostril. Here you're gonna add in some teeth for Charmander because I think it'll be so cute this way, and the original Charmander also has teeth. And that is the head of Charmander. Looks pretty good so far, right? Of course, there's still the body that's missing for Charmander, so we have to start on that next. Starting off, I'm going to do Charmander with the circle here. And you know what that circle is going to entail? What's inside? Well, let me tell you. Charmander is going to be holding onto a Pokeball. So for a Pokeball, of course, we start off with a circle and a smaller circle in the middle with a dot. Of course, I'm only doing like a regular Pokeball. I think there's like many different types of Pokeballs that you can draw in this picture. I think to this date there are 27 different known types of Pokeball. So you can color in differently, like make it into a Great Ball, an Ultra Ball, or maybe a Master Ball, or like a Safari Ball. So I think you can get really creative and choose whatever type of Pokeball you would like to draw in for this picture. Here for Charmander, you can see I'm just drawing his belly, and it's like round on both sides, just connecting the lines for the bottom here. Of course, we can't forget for Charmander, he has like his legs that I have to finish on one side. So here are like his nails, his claws are coming out on one of his feet, and then I have to do the other side as well so it balances out, because there's no way that he can just balance on one foot the whole time, right? So here you can see I'm just drawing in these pointed triangles for his other foot, and of course there is the tail with like the flaming fire at the end. So I'm going to draw in a curved line for the tail, and then I'll draw in the fire that is on the end of Charmander. Actually, Charmander's tail, the bottom part is yellow, or like this light yellow. So I'm going to draw a strip in there. Charmander, as you know, is a fire type Pokemon, and it falls into Charmeleon. And then this is one of the starter Pokemons you can choose from in the Kanto region. And here is the fire at the end. So I'm done the outline. Now I'm going to start coloring in my Charmander. So here I'm gonna start with like gathering my colors. Usually in the traditional Pokemon anime and also in like the games, it is orange with yellow and red, so I need to get those colors ready. Starting off with my red, I'm gonna color in the outside of the fire on the tail. Of course, I'm probably going to use that red for the mouth. I usually like to color in everything that is of that same shade of color first and then move on to the next shade. I'm coloring in Charmander's eyes as red, but I believe in the original anime, the eyes are actually blue. So I think in this case, use your imagination. You can use different colors depending on what you like. If you want something like maybe like a emerald green for the eye, that's an option as well. I also like to create stories for my artwork because I think it helps in creating like the background and like coloring in accessories for the characters. So maybe you can think about, what is your Charmander doing? Is Charmander having a ball game with a friend, maybe going to a picnic? And those are all ideas that you can incorporate into the background. So is it outdoor, indoor? Is it in a stadium? How would the stadium look like? What kind of stadium is it? Versus if they were outdoors with like blue skies, clouds, and like green grass. Here I'm using a lighter color pink to color in the mouth and the tongue for Charmander. And of course, I'm going to go and grab my yellow and my orange next. You can see for the fire, I'm just coloring a little section of it at a time. And I'm going to color in yellow for the belly as well. I try my best to color within the lines and make sure like I don't leave any white gaps in between. Certainly try my best, but like I must say, like I can't always do it perfectly, and that is perfectly okay. That's one thing you should know about when you're drawing. It's never going to be 100% perfect, and that's okay. The main part is just enjoying the fun of drawing and doing art, and just relax and use your imagination. There's always the option to go back and grab another piece of paper and do a little bit more drawing using a different style or different technique, or maybe like you have another plan for accessories they would wear, or like different types of media. Let's say if you don't want to use markers, you can use pencil crayons, pastels, or watercolor. Next, you can see I'm using the black to color in the pupil for Charmander's eye because I didn't really like the red that was coming from it, so I colored it in with the black instead. Of course, after doing this, I'm going to grab an orange and start coloring in the rest of Charmander. With this yellow that I have here, I forgot actually to color in the bottom part of Charmander's tail. So make sure you try to color in everything of the same shade first and then move on to the next color. Just find that it's a little bit easier that way, but feel free to deviate from that and just like do it whichever way you feel comfortable with. And that's it for my artwork today for the step-by-step drawing of Charmander from Pokemon. Thank you so much for joining me on the step-by-step drawing. I would love it very much if you consider giving this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel if you like these type of drawing videos. And if you have other ideas you'd like me to draw, feel free to comment below. And with that said, thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully I will see you in future videos. Take care and stay creative, everyone. Bye for now.